Dharmesh in the conversation that we had at Kocharya, and I think first of all, the first thing I noticed was how down to earth he was, and he had it was beautiful to have the conversation with him. His credentials is PCC and ACTC, as you very well know in the poster. But I think what's the space is he loves to talk about different aspects of team coaching, systemic coaching. I also saw that in his profile that he shared that he's very interested in the Vedic philosophy of how coaching also brings into place. So he's a man of many talents, many interests. He's also interested in volunteering, as me, Nita, also find out. He is also part of Kocharya's foundation, volunteering for enabling coaching and transformation to reach different places and the unreached and uncharted sectors. So, Dharmesh, welcome to the conversation. I think whatever you are sharing will actually enable and put more light to what is team coaching. So, over to you.
Thanks, Sunil. Yeah, I will just keep my view as a gallery so that I can see more of you. And yeah, okay. Welcome everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from as we are from the different parts of the world. And really good to see the international audience because Sunil said, yeah, it's a Bangalore community more or less, and it's really good to see the international audience. So, welcome everyone. Um, so just one thing in terms of bit about myself, I would consider myself as a team coach first, then a credential coach or a professional coach and a certified coach or a team coach, right? Because I started my journey with agile coaching, and agile coaching in its real form is more about the team coaching, and then from the agile coaching I moved to the leadership coaching and then to the leadership team coaching. So most of you who are into the ACC PCC journey will say, yeah, something happened in their life and they started to get onto the coaching journey and they started as an individual coach, and now since you have joined, you might be interested in moving to the team coaching, and that's the topic for today, and that is what we will discuss. And let me warn you, this will be a very interactive session. Okay, so feel free to be on unmute and speak, or I will ask for at least for first 10-15 minutes for you to type in heavily, and then the people who are not participating, Sunil might kick them out. Okay, so be ready with that, Sunil. Okay. So with that, let's get, can you see the screen? No, I need to share it, right? Okay. And now let me
Yeah,
just
we're able to see it, Dharmesh. Yeah.
yeah, let me just adjust my screen so that I can see more of you. Okay. Okay. So as I said, be ready to start typing. What are the different types of teams that you have worked with? Have 1 minute. In professional setting, okay. How about in personal setting? Okay. Good to see at least 10 people having responded, and we see a wide variety in terms of professional team, technical team, marketing team, business team, family, friends, volunteering group, cricket team, so musical band. Wonderful, right? So great. So that's the idea. that we see teams everywhere, and we work with the teams all the times, right? Some of you may have realized, some of you may not have realized, and with the collective wisdom of our group, I'm sure that now you would have realized about the different types of teams that we work with. So, if we in the family settings, what role would you be playing as a team member or a team coach? Or let's say when your kids fight, what would be your role, right? Would it be a dictator? Would it be a coach? Would it be a instructor? Would it be a manager? So just trying to get your mind running. So think about those things. And similarly, when you are in the volunteer group, what is the hierarchy of the group? Right. Obviously, we are all familiar with the hierarchy in the corporate settings, but what is the hierarchy of the volunteer group? Okay. So, no. Next question. What issues have you observed with the teams, the type of teams that you all mentioned, right? Personal, professional, business, technical, non-technical, musical, sports, family, friends, whatever, social. I'm sure there will be different issues that you would have observed. Communication, okay. Different levels of engagement. Is there an issue there, Yogeshwar? Or
Yes,
is it
sometimes not everybody is engaged to the desired level of engagement.
okay? And whose desire is there to engage? Yeah.
It's a group. I mean, some people just don't participate
Mhm.
because of some inhibitions they might have. So a leader has to make them comfortable so that they can engage and start contributing.
Correct. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. I think people are being nice in terms of writing more generic terms: communication, coordination, collaboration. uh, yeah, you see then
Ego,
some
ego
mix.
warfare. I think they're dominating. Lack of trust is also their part of this thing. So I think you're getting more disharmony, lack of education, lack of communication, insecurity. So multiple aspects are coming also, Dharmesh.
Yeah, yeah. Now there are things that are coming. Yes, good. Any others? Jealousy, posting, blaming, bashing, banging heads with each other, internal biases. Yes, manipulation. Wonderful. Silent treatments. Yes, excellent. Yeah. Predator. Yes. Win at all cost. Lack of listening, empathy, dominating. Good. Yeah. Politics. Yes, that's what I was wondering. Why didn't come so far? Yeah. Okay. So politics. Is there any teams where you have seen no politics? Okay. Yeah. So that's great. And now, do you think it's possible to address some of this? I'm sure you will say it's possible to address some of this. Is it possible to address all of them? I don't know. Uh, and is it worth to address all of them? Or what is that it's worth to address? But before we go there, right, let me now ask you this. So here we are not typing. What we will do is again change the mode just to see that all are alert. Thumbs up for the people who wants to work in solo. How many thumbs up? Okay. Yeah, either you can use the Zoom one or this one. Okay. And now? Raise your hands if you want to work in teams. Okay. So we have.
Could you please make me understand what is working in teams so that I could answer properly?
Okay. So as a personal preference, do you like to work as a solo or do you like to work in teams? Means with different people.
Is it like one to many?
I won't say one to many. It's a team, right? So it's a multiple people just working together.
I don't mind working both ways. If it comes solo, so one-on-one with a client, that is okay. Team again, does it mean like having one business and few coaches together?
Can be that, or it can be like any type of a team, right? So right now you can consider this as a team, right? And what we are trying to get to is more of a common understanding on the team coaching.
Thank you.
Good. So we see that about 7 people have raised the hands and 3-4 people raised their hands in the solo. So I'm assuming that other about 15 to 20 people don't like to work. Uh, so now here is the catch that if you like to work solo, then can you be a team coach? Okay. And because if you are there to coach a team and you are there to go through all the things in terms of what the team would go through, right? So that is where we need to work as a team, and we are working as a team. If you are considering family, friends, social groups where you are contributing, um, other volunteering work where you are contributing, and in the corporates, also you are at least forced to work in a team, right? Um, so that's the thing. And yeah, so the people who like to work solo or who do not want to work in the team, it would be really difficult for them to be a team coach. Right? So at least from that point of view, I would appreciate Sunil that he has started this tribe of coaches already 200 plus, 150 plus people, and he's bringing all of us together in terms of collective knowledge, collective sharing, collective wisdom. Right. So although he raised his hand in terms of he likes to work as a solo, but at least he's trying to make an environment for the team to come together, right? And for the team to learn. So let's now get to a bit of a content. I don't have too much of a content, and as you see, it will be very interactive. Feel free to unmute anytime and ask or raise your hand. And yeah, if you don't have any questions at this point in time, then you can lower your hand. And if you
I have
have
a question
questions,
actually.
yeah, yes, Madhumita.
Yeah. So I'm faced with a real live situation where it's a startup and they have like one sales team and one supply chain team. And it's at the starting point of conversation. And uh, when I was discussing with him, initially I had brought up this team coaching thing and suggested that in case you feel that your team dynamics is the real challenge, then a team coaching would be useful. But in case you want any other kind of feedback, for example, in case you want to gauge what is the value system of each of your team members and how connected it is to the CEO's value system, then it should be a one-on-one. So that is the kind of conversation I had with him. Okay. Now, I'm at the start of this whole journey, meaning I have just completed my team coaching training in December. And since you are a person with a lot more experience as a team coach, I would like to ask you what are the other kinds of components which help you decide whether you should offer a team coaching to the client or an individual one-on-one coaching to a client who is really looking at you for a little guidance?
Very good question, Madhubita. And yeah, some of that would be covered. But one thing, what I would say is that, yeah, although I have a lot of experience, I may not have that much experience in selling the team coaching. Because I have been with the corporate a lot more, and I have been more started my own as a business just since 1 year. So one thing that what I have observed is that one-to-one coaching, individual coaching, so to say, executive coaching is an understood terminology, and it's like selling a commodity. So that is where people accept that easily, whereas the team coaching is a upcoming thing, and that is where many of the companies are hesitant because it's still an upcoming field. Because ICF only recognized the team coaching 24th January or sometime in yeah 23, sometime in 2023, right? So uh, but what I would say, before offering team coaching, right, it is more about seeing what is their need and what is the result that they want to have. Okay. As we go through the slides, you will also understand that why team coaching is something that is a more of a need of a corporate, and where an executive coaching or leadership coaching may not really serve the purpose of the corporates. Okay. And after that, we can have the discussion, and would be happy to get others' opinion related to that, maybe towards the end. Um, because this is where this is an upcoming field, and this is where it's not that easy to sell, and it takes time. And I will also cover some of the key things that is required in the leadership for them to accept the team coaching, okay, as we go through it. So just park that more details towards the end, and we'll be happy to take that. Yeah. Yeah. Shweta.
Sorry, I will have to log off in 5 minutes, so I'll just catch up with Sunil's recording.
Okay. Yeah. You can reach me individually. That's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
If you have questions after that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Shweta, do you have a question?
No, Dharmesh, I'm sorry. I didn't lower my hand after I reacted for your question.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah. So again, this is one of the method that in the online setting, how you can keep the audience engaged. Is using different gestures and making sure that people are doing their different gestures, because nowadays, yeah, most of the people complain that in the online settings people are not active or not participative, they start doing some or other things. So yeah. Okay. So this is the definition by the ICF, and you can see that in the individual coaching, the focus is on the personal and professional potential, to maximize the personal and professional potential. Whether this benefits the personal and professional potential to the corporate, if you are in the corporate assignment, that depends, right? I've coached a few of the individuals, and then they realized their personal potential, and then they saw the corporate environment was not suited for it. They left the job. Okay. So um, again, it has to do more with the self-awareness, but yeah, it's the company that is paying you for the corporate coaching, for it is paying you for the executive coaching, for the leadership coaching, but they are paying you to maximize your personal and professional potential, not to maximize their impact or the effectiveness in the organization, if you are going by the coaching as a definition. And whereas if you are looking for a team coaching, right, is to maximize its collective potential and enhance team performance and well-being. Now you can think of it, if the team performance is enhanced, if the collective well-being of the team members is well enhanced, automatically it is going to benefit the company. Okay. So this is the key thing which I think the people fail to understand in terms of what Madhumita was asking, and when we go in terms of selling the team coaching or proposing for the team coaching. Okay. And then as we look at what is the role of a team coach, is it says the focus is on the team dynamics, relationships, and the collective performance, rather than just the individual coaching. Yeah. So if the company wants the team dynamics, relationships, and the collective performance to improve, they should look for a team coach, or they should go for a team coaching. If they are looking for just enhancing the individual performance, they can go for a individual coaching. That is how I would put it in a very simple words. Okay. So now
What's the
let's
difference
get
between team dynamics and relationships here?
we'll go through the different uh, ICF competencies, and then we'll cover that. Yeah. Okay. So just to be more clear in terms of the goal of a team coach, let me just play a small video. This, although the voice is in Hindi, it is just a 1 minute video, but it has the English subtitles. So even the people who are not able to understand Hindi would be able to relate to it. He, in a way, talks about the team goal, right? And this is also the key difference between the team coaching and the individual coaching. In the individual coaching, the goal is set by the client, right? Whereas here, as he says, right, it is to make people not play against each other, but to play for each other, right? Is to play for the team and not against each other, or not against the team, or not for the individual this thing. And that is where he is expressing his frustration in terms of where he was not able to do, and that is why he is resigning. That's quite at the start of the movie, and then the whole movie is about how he changes them and how he makes them work as a team. So now I would ask you a question in terms of in the corporates. I'm assuming most of you are coaching in the corporates, right? How do you see the teams in terms of as a teamwork in the ground level teams? Where do you see the teamwork the most? So I will just give you the different options. In the ground level teams, the basic workers who are actually doing the work, management team, first level management, second level management, or the executive team. Where do you see the maximum teamwork? You can put it in the chat window. So I'm assuming when you are saying executive team, you are seeing the most teamwork in the executive team and the mid management team.
Yeah, so
Anurag, Yogeshwar.
Samyukta has put interns. I was like, yeah, that's the right answer.
Yeah. So again, everyone would have their own experience and own perspective. That's fine. And yeah, it would be your experience, so it is not something that anyone can deny it. Okay. But let's see as a group, where do we come to? Right. So there are Rachna, mid-level managers, Anurag executive, Yogeshwar executive, interns, trainees, ground level teams, ground level mid-management, maybe ground level, operational, ground level, leadership teams where silo working is adopted. Yeah. So that is where they are not a team. And when it comes to work, lower level mid-management, when it comes to incentives, the top, yeah, Everyone wants only incentives, but they want to work for incentives, not for the team. Everyone, all levels. Okay, great. Yeah. So it's good to see that now at least you are aware that where there is the highest level of cooperation. Maybe like Christina has summarized it, ground level, the highest cooperation, that's where they got the highest votes, and the managers and the executive got lesser votes. There it seems like. And that is where, again, the team coaching job is not that easy. It's much easier if you are working at the ground level teams. From my experience, I have seen it's easy to navigate. It's easy to make them work as a team because there is less things at stake which are against each other. Okay. As you go higher and higher, there are more things at stake which are against each other in terms of the incentives, in terms of the promotions, and so on. Okay. And this is where the actual problem comes in. And this is where, as I work with the large scale transformation, one of the key thing that is required at the start of the transformation is aligning the incentives to the team incentives. If the bonuses, the expectations, and the objectives are still at an individual level, team coaching is going to fail no matter whatever you do, because their incentives, they are being incentivized to be individuals, they are being incentivized to perform as an individual, take credit as an individual, and not work as a team. Okay. So that is the key thing. As we get into the team coaching assignment, this would be the first thing that has to be ensured if we want the team coaching to be successful. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. So just follow up on this movie. So after he resigns, he takes the kids to the coffee shop, McDonald's, and then everyone is having the coffee, and someone teases a couple of girls there, and then few of the girls get angry, starts beating the people who are teasing them, and then suddenly the whole all the girls starts beating the boys as a team, all the teasing gang. And that is where then the coach says that now I see that there is a purpose, there is an intent. And he makes a dialogue that power is less important, purpose is more important. So the team should have the purpose, the team should have the intent to be successful. And when there is an intent, then the team will come together. Yeah. So that's just a follow up. It's a bit longer, that fighting and the other thing is for 3 minutes. So I will not play that. I think this was would be sufficient. But yeah, if you want, I can send you the link to that. Now we go to the some of the differences between the team coaching and the individual coaching. Yeah. So first thing we already covered, that the personal growth may or may not align with the organization, whereas the team coaching, it always aligns with the organization. This team coaching focuses on the self-awareness of thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and then how can you come out of the limiting beliefs, negative emotions, and get the clarity in terms of the conflicts, decision making, and to be able to improve yourself. So if you see, more or less, this is where the individual coaching focus would be. If we are seeing the goals of the clients which are outside of this, we'll be more than happy to hear and know. This is where you see the more of a scope of a team coaching. Okay. It is in terms of the team's views, feelings, beliefs, and how as an individual you are aligning to that or not aligning to that, and how can you move from the siloed working to the collective ownership and the collective leadership. Okay. The decision making, the prioritization, and everything happens with the collective wisdom and the consensus. And this is where the commitment is much more. Okay. When we are talking about the improvement, the key thing in the team coaching is that it is measurable. That in terms of whatever teams I have worked with and have been able to show the improvements, measurable improvements in terms of the speed, quality, and customer satisfaction. There was a customer support team, desktop support team that I was coaching, and their queue size reduced by 60%, their time to resolve decreased by 60%, their customer satisfaction increased by 30%. Similarly, for the various software development teams that I have worked with, at least where the coaching assignment is 6 months, preferably 1 year, I've seen the speed improvement to be double. In terms of the speed doubles, the quality at least improves by more than 50%. Okay. And so these are the tangible benefits, tangible return on investment that one can show from the team coaching. Whereas in the individual coaching, it is pretty vague. And yes, there are some people in the executive coaching space, some people in other spaces who are able to show some benefits. You might find some case studies online where they had a leadership coaching assignment and they were able to show. But in general, it is difficult to show the impact of an individual coaching. Yeah. So that's at a very high level in terms of the difference between the individual coaching and the team coaching. Going into the ICF competencies and the challenges in the team coaching, as most of you are with have done ACC or have done PCC or on the path for that, I'm assuming that you are familiar with the 8 competencies that the ICF has. So if you are looking at the first two in terms of the ethical practice and embodies a coaching mindset, right? When you're looking at a coaching mindset and ethical practice with an individual, right? It's easy to have that, but when you're looking at it as a team, right, where you're working as a team coach, so obviously you are interacting with the team members in an individual capacity also outside of the team coaching, actually when that is happening as a team coaching. Okay, either you are as an individual coach or a mentor or a leader there, right? When you are talking with them on an individual basis, everyone is giving you their peace of mind in terms of their frustrations with the other people, right? So if there are now I see 9 people on the screen, so it's like if it's a team of 9 people and if I'm the coach, right, all the 9 would be telling at least bad things about 2 to 3 people, right? That this person is not doing this person is behaving like this person is not performing, or he's boasting whatever he's doing or whatever it may be. This does not deserve the promotion, this does not deserve this, and so on, right? So as a team coach, you have to keep aside forming the judgment from whatever you are hearing, right? Let's say Christina is telling me about Hema, right? But when I'm talking with Hema, I have to keep aside all the things that I've heard from Christina and to be able to hear Hema as it is, right? And then when I am in the team, facilitating the team coaching, right, I should be aware about Christina's opinion, I should be aware about Hema's opinion, and I should be able to facilitate it in a way that they are able to express their opinion and they are able to come to an agreement. Yeah. So now you can just see the difference in terms of the scale or the intensity or in terms of the your presence that is required when we are looking at a ethical practice and embodying a coaching mindset. And that would also actually cover the maintaining the presence in terms of when you are in the team coaching setting, you're doing a reflection of how the team is working, right? The first thing is to establish an agreement, that is, as a team, how are we going to behave? As a team, how are we going to conclude? As a team, how are we going to commit? Right? It's easy to have that singular conversation, let's say with Earl or with Sriraman, that okay, this is a coaching assignment and this is what I expect from you. What do you expect from me? Whatever you say will be confidential, will not be shared with anyone, and things like that, right? So those agreements are easy initially as an individual, but when we are looking at as a team, right? Okay, if someone is angry, if someone is withdrawn, someone is very frustrated, can I talk very loudly? Can I shout at others? How do I? How do we all respect each other, right? So those are the agreements that has to be done. That as a team, how do we work together? Right? And this is where the trust and safety is not with the coach, right? Trust and safety is more with the different individuals, right? Let's say Nita and Caroline has a fight outside, right? And they don't like to see each other's face, but they are working in the same team. So how do I have the trust and safety in that reflective process, in the retrospective, or in the goal setting, that they talk their heart and at the same time they are helping the team to come to the conclusion, right? I don't care what they do outside of that team meeting. Even if they want to have a fist fight, that's fine. That is not my concern to solve their relationship issue, right? But when they are in the team, people have to behave in a certain way. So this is where some of the nuances in terms of the trust and safety, how important that is as far as the trust and safety in the team environment is concerned. Um, with one of the large transformation with a large company I was involved, we used to have a monthly leadership reflection, or in the agile terminology, I used to call it retrospective. So retrospective at a leadership level, first line and a second line management level. In the first three retrospectives, just because of the respect they had for the team coach, they would bring up the issues in terms of that they want to improve, but those were just superficial issues. I knew that, and they also knew that, but they have to be in the meeting and they have to come there, they have to agree on something, and they have to show that they are improving something. They would do that. After the third meeting, then the people started opening up. And then it was a real fun. Then the real issues came out in terms of the interpersonal dynamics, as well as in terms of talking about the real things that would help and how they can help the ground level teams. And then the actual transformation happened. Yeah. So this is where, again, as a team coach, we may need to be more and more present in terms of what when we are with the team, we need to be listening more actively in terms of said or what is not said, the feelings and the energy levels of the team, right? Just now, like Sunil was mentioning, 2 weeks back we went to the school where the kids come from economically weaker sections, and then we were taking a session there. And as soon as the kids came in that room, right, suddenly we could see the rise in the energy level. So there was so much energy in the kids, and that is what I shared with Nita and Dhanashree, and they also observed the same. Right? But as we started talking, we could see that the energy is there, but the harmony is not there. There are resistances in terms of flowing of the energy. And then as a team coach, right, how do you navigate that? How do you channelize that? And how can you channelize the team's energy towards the right thing? So these are just a bit more into the nuances of the team coaching. And then that is what will help us in terms of evoking the awareness of the team's collective behaviors, drivers, and the beliefs, right? And so just taking that example forward, right? Now slowly we are evoking the awareness, and it's difficult to evoke the awareness. It's a team of 35 to 40 kids. And in that kids to make them accept and see in terms of what is their focus area, where they need to focus, what is useful for their life and all, is not an easy thing. But just through the different team coaching processes, different tools and the techniques, this is what we are trying to do, and hoping that is something that helps them. And the idea is that the goals, actions, and accountability should be with all the team members. So this is the most easy part, I would say, and this is the what I find it difficult with individual coaching. That individual will talk about that. Okay, this is my goal, this is my actions, and I take the accountability. But when you meet that coachee next time, how many times have you heard, "Oh, I did not get time. I got busy with so and so things." Right? I think just in the beginning, there was someone telling Sunil the same thing. There was so many things going on, right? And whereas that is the difficult part as an individual coach, because the accountability of a coachee to the coach is not as much as the accountability of the team members to each other, because the team members are working with each other at least 8 hours in a day, and they have to do what they say to establish the trust of the different team members, and they have to say what they do. So this is where this is an easy part. And when there is a trust, what I have seen is that other team members are also making them accountable. We agreed this in our last session, we have to follow this. We agreed on this behavior, why can't we follow that? Okay. We agreed on noting down these things. Let's try to do that. So that way, the eighth one is much easier, and this is where you can see the results much faster. And the other things are, I'm just giving you the spectrum of the things and the complexity of the things as compared to the individual coaching. I'll take a pause here and see if you have any questions on any of these competencies with respect to team coaching. There is a detailed document as far as the ICF has come up with the team coaching competencies and individual coaching. So there is a comparison also. There is a rationale behind why they have put those as a team coaching competencies is also mentioned there. Yeah. Yes, Rachna.
Hi, Dharmesh. Sorry. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Rachna.
Yeah, actually, when you asked about who's interested in team coaching and individual coaching, and 90% of the people said no, I could very well relate that when you get one client individually, monetary wise, people find it more profitable. Whereas when you work in a team and you start coaching the teams, so people find it that you're getting my point.
Yes.
And people deny it, most of them. So I think it's all about, when you take a profession, it should be profitable enough to get into that particular segment, like team coaching, as you're telling me. So you tell me, like, why would people be interested if they're not profited properly?
So again, I would go back in terms of what is their goal. Okay.
Ramesh,
If
can I
people
just
are
give
in,
one perspective on Rachna's probably thought on that?
sure.
See, I think when it is about complexity, when the problem statement or the need to have the team coaching is around a complex situation, and it probably once you discover that there is a way to get larger either performance, productivity, then I think the monetization is secondary. Impact becomes high, and hence people who are very keen to do individual versus team coaching, if the context is different, where you can really help the team discover themselves, and you're also getting them into a path of recovery from where it is. I think then monetization becomes a second context. And I think I've had situations like that, which is why I was quickly able to relate to what Rachna is saying. While individual coaching that time seems a lot more easier, but the thrill and joy of having demonstrated your proficiency in the way that you've seen perspectives, in the way that you would have brought awareness, reflections, and also get a team to really advent onto a new orbit for their next level of working. I think that becomes really the mega success of that for a coach.
Okay, Hema, if I talk about
Very good.
myself, my answer was that I'm open to both of the things.
Yeah. No, I'm just bringing one perspective,
No,
Rachna.
no, yeah,
Points of
very good, Hema. So let's just, yeah, Rachna, let's just hear some other perspectives from
Yeah.
the other people. Yeah. So I would want to get perspective from the people, whoever is in, let's say, executive coaching or leadership coaching as an individual.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
hi, this is Mandar. Yeah, so yes, I actually yeah, agree with or maybe kind of echo with what Hema was saying. Apart from the impact, but when it comes to team coaching, it would be most probably with corporates, and I don't think they would be hesitant to really pay you good sum when really we have to really focus on finance. It would be far more than individual coachings what you get, because obviously you would be working with only those companies who really want to invest in these kind of things, which are, as Dharmesh was saying, right, relatively new. So people would be generally focusing on or generally focus on individual coaching, but when it comes to team coaching, it is absolutely something new, because even individual coaching itself is quite new for the people who have been working in corporates for so many years, based on my experience.
Thanks, Mandar. Yeah. Tushar?
Okay, you want me my perspective, Dharmesh?
Yes.
So I think yeah, money wise, okay, money wise, if you are able to propose or even future pace your client in terms of what can be the impact of the team coaching on the overall organization and the environment, I think it will be much more impactful, or the ROI will be multiple times as compared to the individual coaching. I completely agree with Dharmesh that it's a new area in itself, and many people may not be aware of what team coaching is. Uh, but then, if we are able to showcase the benefits, and it's easy, in my opinion, it's easy being a team coach myself for many years. It's relatively easy to showcase the relative impact of team coaching as against individual coaching. So, so that would be my perspective.
Thanks, Tushar. So,
Dharmesh,
Rachna,
if I
just
can
my
chip in.
personal, yeah, sure, Sunil, go ahead.
So I think because I have the perspective of corporate sector and being the person who got out of the corporate sector saying I'm enough's enough, because it wasn't working for me as an individual, working with teams in so many other interesting spaces. So I think in organizations where a toxic manager or a toxic work environment is making people who are strongly there in the organization for a long time quit, the impact on the organization is crazy. The entire team deflates. There is, loss of culture. The newer ones that have to come in, there's money that needs to be put into hiring them, for them to learn. There's money that needs to be given, let go of the company because people are leaving. it fosters so much of negativity and resistance and much other aspects. So the collective wisdom is always that you work it out than actually let things be. So to answer, say, the monetary aspects of the importance of team coaching, this could be a simplest example to say how putting a right investment through these teams can actually essentially save multiple people's careers as well as team reputation and productivity, efficiency, the entire bandwidth of it.
Thanks, Sunil. So just Rachna, if I give my personal opinion, right? It depends on what's your purpose of coaching or why you are into the coaching business. For me, it is I'm into coaching because it is more about the happiness of the people and the happiness of the organization. Right, money is a secondary thing. So again, it will be different for different people. There is nothing right or wrong there. Right. I have seen people in the corporate who have taken the executive coaching, and I've asked them for the opinion in terms of that. They said, okay, I was not going well with my boss, so my boss recommended me to get an executive coach. So, and there are situations where, like, okay, someone has to be promoted, so there is an initiative that HR would give them the coach, and with the sole objective of getting promoted. Okay. So to me, these are the situations which does not give me the fulfillment in terms of in the corporate, the coaches are not ready to be coached specifically when it comes from just as an HR or with the um, boss. Right? And this is where, for me, it is more about the fulfillment of the coaching, and the impact of coaching is more important. Yeah. So, Hema, just I know we are on time, so I would just there is just one more slide, so I would just complete that, and then we come to the questions, if that's okay, Hema.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I was just wanting to, tag to the context that was there in terms of team coaching, very primarily that in a large ecosystem where systems are getting implemented, when a transformation happens and the systems are getting implemented, very many times you get caught where things are not moving. And there is a need for the teams, multifunctional, cross-functional teams to come together to take it forward. So I think that is a slot where team coaching has been really effective, and to transcend them to a different line of thinking and leverage on each other. So I just wanted to voice that. And the other one was on the mergers and acquisition time, when, I've been through those stages. So it really paved way for large complex situations to get diluted, so that there is more meaningful goals, that can be achieved by the teams. So that's sorry about
Wonderful. Yeah. No. Good to hear that. Yeah. And because I've been in the agile coaching, so I know the cross-functional teams and how do we make the cross-functional teams to come together and work, setting the goals and the other things. So yeah, great. So let's just this is the second last slide. So last is in content. So first is again, now you will say, why am I bringing this here, right? Happiness is in money, status, name is an illusion, and happiness is in terms of the working together, building relation. What is the context of it with respect to the topic of today, right? Again, because when we are into individual coaching, normally the goals will be, I want to make money, I want to have status, or I want to have name, I want to get promoted, I want to be a better leader, means that I should be more visible, I want to increase the executive presence. So it is that. And this is where people think that that is something that will give them the happiness. And whereas we are a social animal, and this is where we love working with each other, building relationships, sharing knowledge. The other thing is, people think that they are independent, and many of them want to have the goal as, okay, I want to be independent. I can understand bit of a financial independence, but I want to live alone, I want to live independently, I don't want to depend on anything. But you are dependent on so many things, right? There's someone you are ordering groceries, or you're going to the grocery store, someone who is making the milk, milking the cow, someone who is delivering to the store, then you are taking it for the store, you are giving money to the cashier, someone who is building the software, you are dependent on all of that. So we are interdependent, right? We are dependent on the nature, sun, moon. If the sun does not rise on time, what will happen? What happens to our mood? There are things where the sunlight is less. Those countries have more depression, and there are things which affect them, right? So this is where the interdependency is the nature. And in the team coaching, focus is on the interdependency, understanding the interdependency and navigating and the interdependency for the collective benefit. And the last one, this is where the growth comes at the expense of others. This is what the people who want promotion, people who want name, fame, go towards that, right? Whereas the real growth is in terms of the collective happiness and the collective universe. So again, uh, you can consider it as a more of a spiritual thing, but yeah, I would call it more as a reality, because people use the term spirituality quite vaguely nowadays. Anyone and everyone just uses that terminology without getting into the details. But this is the reality, and this is where the team coaching is focused on. So that's the last piece. And this is where what we are doing in team coaching is getting people closer to the reality and coming out of the illusion. And in the individual coaching, yes, life coaching might be a different situation. And I know Sunil does a lot of life coaching. So he would be able to say that, yeah, in the life coaching, I have seen that happiness, interdependency, and what we are coaching is generally in terms of the relationships in the life coaching. Whereas in the corporate, whenever I look at individual coaching, it is in terms of these three things. Okay. So with that, just as a summary, teams are everywhere. So obviously you cannot escape working in the teams. The impact is measurable, and team coaching is a life skill. As I said, if two of your kids are fighting, three of your kids are fighting, what would be your role? Right. Similarly, let's say if your parents, your uncles, and others are fighting for an ancestral property, what would be your role? Right. So it's a life skill, whereas individual coaching is a luxury. So with that, thank you, and we'll open it up. We have time. Sunil, we have time, right? I'm available for at least 10-15 minutes. So we'll open it up for the questions, comments, opinions. Yeah, people have more experiences. Feel free to share. Yeah. Sri Raman.
Well, I'm not in too much of coaching. I'm still in the practice hours, but I just wanted to commend you for a lot of things that I could learn as a novice coach. You proved that less is more when it comes to presentations. You don't have to bring a lot of stuff. And one of the key aspects that I learned today is that what could be relatable to team coaching, that you let others express their views, you knew when to intervene. So this is something that I think individual versus team coaching, when we look at, and this also plays a role, that you don't have to go with know all belief. There are people who are collaborative and cooperative and contributing. So thank you for this informative and insightful, and if I may say, invigorating in terms of the cerebrum. Thank you for bringing this press. Thank you, Sunil, for arranging this.
Thank you, Sri
and making it part of this.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something, Dharmesh.
Yes, Rachna.
Ask you, is it like you've been presenting the PPT to let us know that you are a train the trainer person, to let us understand the team coaching to get into it? Is it that?
No, so far I'm not into the team coaching training. Yeah, I may get into it. I'm not sure, but mainly I'm into the corporate team coaching assignments.
Yes, I'm talking about corporate training only. I was wondering that if I collaborate with someone for the team coaching, do I have to learn it entire process?
Not necessary. It depends on your confidence. As I said, I learned it on the job. So it depends on your confidence and in terms of how
Experience.
you can facilitate that.
Okay, so in case, if somebody wants to collaborate with you, but you are maybe in some other city, and I'm in other city, and you must be giving the, physical sessions in the corporates. So, how does that?
Just reach out individually and we can discuss that. Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Is there a process that you follow when you're doing team coaching? You said you learned on the job. So I'm just curious to know, like, how did you kind of start doing this? Or what's your style of team coaching? Like, how do you kind of get into it?
So there is the process that I follow now. Like when I started, it was more of it came in as a natural thing. One is because I was interested in the people development, right? And in terms of the cooperation and the harmony. So as long as your intent is that, right, that is something that will help you to navigate further. In terms of the process that we follow now is like Sunil mentioned that I'm interested in the spirituality in the Vedic philosophy. We have our own team assessment based on the Vedic philosophy. So that would be our starting point.
Okay.
And more at a higher management level, the higher the level, the better, because then the impact can be more. And from that as a starting point to creating an awareness of the team environment and the team behavior and the impact of different individuals' behavior onto the team. So once that awareness gets created, I find it easy for the team to then come to the action items more in terms of the behavioral improvements that they can do so as to increase in terms of their effectiveness, which automatically results in the business outcome. So either a speed, quality, customer satisfaction. So if the cooperation is increasing, let's say within this team, right, we agree to respect each other. Right. Automatically there will be more cooperation. We agree to get the feedback. Let's say if I don't like someone and I should be able to tell that I did not like your this action, right? And I'm not resisting to that, then people will be more open to each other, right? So first thing would be after the assessment, having that to create the awareness. And to create the awareness, what is required is more of a setting that safe space.
Okay.
And then from the safe space in that workshop, how can they carry that safe space into their work? Right? And after that, more or less having a monthly engagement at a team level on a monthly workshops, and on an individual basis, either working on a 2 weeks or a monthly basis, more or less on the behavioral improvement. Because it is not everything that can you do in your team workshop. There are things that needs to be done outside of the workshop, and there are things that will need to be done with the leadership to set an environment.
Right.
So that would be outside of the work. So this is like at a very high level, that's the process.
Understood. No, sounds good. I think I'll connect with you later for maybe a more detailed chat. But yeah, broad-based, I think I've understood it. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. Al, go ahead.
Dharmesh, you mentioned assessments. Are there recognized assessments to diagnose team issues?
So there are recognized in terms of the more popular is one is the DISC team that I know, and the other one is the Hogan. That is there, but they are not that widely used. What we have come up with is on terms of our own assessment based on the Vedic philosophy. Okay. And this is what currently we are undergoing that validation process of that assessment. Okay. So if you're more interested, reach out and then we can discuss that in the detail.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Just one thing I want to ask you. So, have you been doing only in your own city, or you've been going all over India?
No, it's all over, right? A lot of things are virtual. So even many of the workshops are virtual. So just like we had a virtual workshop and you experience some of the team coaching modalities into the workshop, right? How to keep the participants engaged. Yeah. So same way.
Rather than the online ones.
Pardon?
I think the corporates expect the physical sessions to be done over there so that,
Yeah. So that, yeah. Depends on the corporates. Yeah. If they have the teams across the globe, then it would be across. Like there is one in the next 2 weeks where South Africa and India. So yeah, it has to be virtual.
has to be virtual.
Yeah, Sunil,
So Dharmesh and Co, I am back, but I had to go. I have a hard stop in another 2 minutes. So the recording will be shared. If there are further questions, I'll share Dharmesh's LinkedIn if he's not already done so. And then you can also reach out to him and write to him. Yeah, I think I have been a little distracted in this particular space. Some relatives at home. So I not have my 100% core focus here. So I don't know how many of you coaches, team coaches, not coaches caught me off guard today. If you haven't, so that's input for you. Right. And again, thanks, Dharmesh, for being a sport. I think for whatever concentration I had on the session, it was beautifully handled, very clean, crystal clear in the whole explanation and all that. So thanks for your time today. Absolute joy. And you're always welcome to put more master classes, more sharing. And in case any of you want to share something that you feel as coaches, you need, others need to hear, do reach out, and I'm very happy to take the conversation forward. And also, in case you're not part of the WhatsApp community or the tribe of coaches yet, write to me, and I think that will also be easy to share. We can also get on a call and have you join the conversation for all of us. So yeah, that's that for today.
Thanks,
Unless there
Sunil,
are
and yeah, thanks everyone for the active participation, challenging questions, and being a sport. Yeah, thank you.
some, see you then. Yeah, thank you. And slides that Dharmesh has shared will be shared also with you. So that is easier. Yeah. Great then. Thank you.
Yeah, bye bye.
Thank you and good night.